Yes, hello everybody. My name is John Maiden. Today is January 20th, 2025, which is in itself very hard to believe considering all that has gone on in my life, not just in the past few years, but really going all the way back to, I guess, the last 20 years, 2004 till 2024, now 2025 has been just unbelievable. The highs, the lows, some of the greatest memories of my life, some of the most horrible memories of my life are all included in this 20-year span. But as I look at this new year and sit here on January 20th, Martin Luther King Day, and realize who I am, where I find myself today, and what my goals are, I think my future is pretty bright, and I am not dominated or ruled by fear any longer. I've been given a clean bill of health by the Department of Veterans Affairs at Wilmington. I still have to have an endoscopy and see what's going on down there. There could be stuff that I'm not aware of that could, just change all this in an instant like it did before. When you're diagnosed with cancer, it changes your life instantaneously, and I am living proof of that. However, let's see if I can briefly give you a rundown of just, what's transpired and what's going on. Kristen Carnahan, once Kristen Dupree, the mother of my three daughters, Elizabeth Maiden, Victoria Maiden, and Aurelia Maiden, and they have a little sister named Brinley Carnahan. Elizabeth Carnahan, I'm sorry, they use the Carnahan last name so much. Kristen Carnahan has been convicted of major drug trafficking in upstate New York. They broke out a new statute on her dumbass, and I'm in contact with Kristen while she's still going through classification at Bedford Hills State Correctional Institution in New York State. I don't know what to think about that. Obviously, I did not have, how they say you have a life bingo card? Obviously, I did not have the mother of my children, Kristen Carnahan. I knew her as Kristen Dupree, as a major drug trafficker. But that's just one thing. My daughters are in Alabama with this whack job named Lynn Ormsby, Massengill, Carnahan, Davis, whatever, whoever the fuck she is now. This old lady came up to Plattsburgh, and I guess she used to suck Keith Bruno's dick back in the day. I mean, that's what I've been told. So she had a relationship with the judge. The guy that I got thrown off the court and won in my appeal in Albany, only to have them throw it back to Lawless. Yeah, I guess, they know each other from Peru. There's a Catholic church in Peru, New York, that all these assholes, entitled assholes like Lawless and Bruno and these other, and Maxwell. I think Maxwell, I'm not sure what her choice of religion is. Anyway, these people, my daughters are down in Alabama. Kristen, doesn't know what to say to me. She robbed me of a whole relationship with my children based on lies, and she still, chokes every time that she talks to me because she doesn't know what to say or how to accept my love, because she knows that she fucked me over so badly and robbed me of a relationship with my children for the last 10 years that, not too many men would be willing to still work through and willing to help Kristen get through the next 10 years. Yeah, Kristen has 4 concurrent felonies running. 10 years, I guess, minimum. So she's a nonviolent offender. This is literally almost like her first offense. I don't understand how they got to all these levels of sentencing and everything with someone who's on their first offense, but apparently they did a good job of setting her up. They really, over the course of, I guess, about 4 to 6 months or something, expended a lot of resources following her around and using confidential informants and every other means that the state had at its disposal to go after Kristen Carnahan. Now, what has to be said about this is don't forget, if you look at my video channels, if you look at my YouTube channels, one is Eva's Dad 7 at gmail.com, which has the most extensive videos on it. I should start downloading all those and moving them to a separate channel. But that has all the videos going back to, like, I guess maybe 2014 or something when I first started talking about this. I'm not sure. But I've been aware of this for quite some time, and I have fought them and I've beaten them in court, only to have them continually play the game of, kicking the can down the road, and months go by and then years go by, and guys like me have, medical problems with being diagnosed with esophageal cancer and recovering from that. I'm a brain surgery survivor. I have a stage 2 knee replacement. I've dealt with blood clots in my left leg. I've been in 2 life-threatening car accidents in the last 10 months. It's amazing that I'm still here to talk to you and tell you what's going on. If my daughters are watching this, Elizabeth, Victoria, Aurelia, and your little sister Brittany, I love all 4 of you. I am talking to your mother. So, we're going to try to figure out some way to get the attention of the public here and get them on our side. And I want to get Kristen's sentence just overturned and thrown out. I have no doubt that she's guilty. There's just no way that they should have sentenced her at this level. But yeah, we pissed off Clinton County Family Court for years, and they kept going to bat for her. Now, illegally. This is not legal, what I'm suggesting that they did for Kristen. Illegally, they took stands to back her up, knowing that she's lying, knowing that she walked into court and perjured herself, knowing that these orders that she obtained for custody and orders of protection and orders of support were all obtained under fraudulent pretenses while using my daughter's identities to commit federal and New York State income tax fraud. So that's the genesis of all of this. It goes all the way back to Pennsylvania and, using the fact that my income as a 100% service-connected disabled veteran of the United States Air Force is not taxable in itself. That would be double jeopardy. It's federal money that comes to me as a disability compensation benefit. It is not considered income, although the VA does use it against me to discriminate against supplying any type of federal housing vouchers or anything else for me. But that's a whole nother story. This particular message is about Kristen and my daughters and where all of this stands. In addition to all of these things that I have going on, let me just run down what else is going on in my life. I have not filed anywhere in court for these 2 car accidents that I've been involved in. My brain has only started to recover and heal from those traumatic brain injuries, and I'm never going to be the same from all of that, and brain surgery and the infection that went before that did a lot of damage. So yes, I'm a brain damaged individual. I'm truly disabled. I'm the the walking wounded here. But this is something that I am committed to. I want to be a part of my children's lives. I want them to have the opportunity to talk to me, which they have been deprived of because of people like Lynn Ormsby Massengill, douchebag, and her husband Johnny is complicit in all this. I guess he's a rich motherfucker down there in Alabama and can, buy Elizabeth, a 2023 Honda Civic or something. Whatever she's driving is probably better than what I'm driving at this point. So good for her. I'm glad my daughters, if this is quote unquote what Kristen said was their best life, which I thought was an insult, then so be it. I would never hold my daughters back from any type of, joy or happiness in their lives. I'm not built that way. I'm not a hater. I can set anyone free and hope for their success. I've had enough success in my life and have, worked very hard to obtain the things that I have. Made a lot of mistakes in my life, and at this point in time, I'm just trying to make different mistakes. But make no mistake about it. Number one, I'm going after fucking Granny Annie Wilkinson, 17 Bullock Road in fucking Landenberg, Pennsylvania, down there at the little farm of horrors where she kills farm animals and, verbally abuses her grandchildren and jeopardizes their health, safety, and well-being with unsupervised, lighting bonfires and walking away. Her grandchildren, walking around with a machete. This is what is he, 9 years old or something? A 9-year-old boy with a machete in a holster on his belt and another tree prune. I mean, you can't make this up. She really jeopardizes these children's safety. They're down in farmyards where there are horses running around. Granny Annie killed, absolutely fucking killed, this beautiful male goat that was the spirit of the farm. What's it called? Hands on yourself or something? I mean, sounds like I don't know. There's a bunch of old recovering meth heads down there. And I think they're getting ready to build the Walter White Jr. Memorial Meth Lab, back in the barn behind Granny Annie's fucked up farmhouse. There were some suspicious looking chemistry sets and use of CVC coming in. I don't know how big it's going to be. Maybe it's bigger than that. Maybe it's the Heisenberg, kit. Anyway, that's one fucked up situation back there. I'm going after her in Chester County. As soon as I get situated where I am, I've got to reestablish myself in order to do that, but I'm going to put my paralegal degree to use and see if I can get some people behind me. After that, I am absolutely going to look for some people to try to get behind me to file at least, I don't know, a $50 million lawsuit against New York State, maybe more, depending on what they can advise me. Once people take a look at what I've documented, what I have on paper, what I have saved, to Google Drive, what I have, documented with the 3rd District Court of Appeals. I mean, they're cooked. They're fucking cooked. So I'm going to look for somebody to go after them, too, in New York State. I am also, just working through this stuff with the Department of Veterans Affairs. These people, I really can't trust them anymore. I don't want to use them anymore for my medical care. There are some things that I can only go to them for, but I'm going to move myself away from the VA as much as I can. I have Medicare and Medicare Parts A, B, and C, so I'm going to use my Medicare Part C plan to get the kind of care that you would normally expect somebody like me to get, and I've been deprived of by the VA because they're a bunch of small-minded pricks and little people over there. They can only do the same 6 tasks a day because that's what their little GS level job allows them to do. They're not really allowed to think. They're not really allowed to evaluate or make any kind of decisions based on previous experiences. They have to treat everything like it's brand fucking new to justify their existence and the time that they expend on each thing. Then they have to go into the computer and check every box and make sure that they fill in blanks with anything that makes them look good. That's a sad state of affairs. There's just so much shit for me to deal with. What can I say? So I've got to get attorneys for these car accidents. I've got to get people involved on a lot of different levels. I hope my daughters get a chance to watch this. My little tactic, well, I'm not going to reveal what that's going to be. I'm going to try to see if I can get in touch with them, and I'm going to look for, a permanent or semi-permanent place to live right here. I'm going to try to stay right around Pottstown, and I've got still some friends and family and support. And stay tuned. I'm gonna pitch an idea I have to WIP, to 94 WIP, to the sports radio station, and see if I can get some something going there. Anyway, thank you very much for listening and watching this video. Again, this is John Maiden. Nothing but love zooming across and being sent across the universe to my daughters, Elizabeth, Victoria, Aurelia, and little Brinley. I love you. I wish, that we could be together. When you're old enough to make a decision, you walk into court and you say, I want to go live with my dad. You just tell them, I want to go live with my dad. They can't fight with you anymore. You girls are old enough to make your decisions. If you want to come live with me, we'll work through the process, and it might not be easy, but I'm telling you, this is who you belong with. I am your biological father. You can think of me as bio dad, and I look forward to a bright future together. Like I said, I'm going to take care of myself as best I can so that we can have a life together, and hopefully, You know, when your mom gets out in, 4 or 5 years or something, God willing, she gets paroled, you can reestablish a relationship with her. But, what your mom should tell you and maybe will never tell you is she lied about everything to do with me, that I never abused your mother. She still won't admit that. I think she's scared to say about all the damage that she did and all the real fucking harm that she caused me and my family and our lives. And now that I'm talking to her on the phone, she breaks down every time. But that's because she knows what she did. She knows the lies that she said. She knows how bad she fucked me over and sentenced me to this, life right now of being alone. Her husband, fucking asshole Ricky, is, I guess, in a different state correctional institution in New York called Mohawk. And he's doing, I forget what Kristen told me, but it looks like he might be out in 2 years or something if he can get parole or less. Can you imagine that? The only person that's really talking to my daughters, either on the phone or in any way, shape, or form, is being managed by this witch named Lynn Ormsby Massengill douchebag Carnahan something or other down there in Grand Bay, Alabama, and masquerading as a nurse and some sort of person who cares about other people. She is not. She absolutely came up to New York State with the intention of robbing me of relationship with my children and destroying any type of relationship I might have in the future with them. And with the complicity of Keith Bruno and Cheryl Maxwell and Tiny Tim Lawless. Tiny Tim. Hi, my name is Tiny Tim. Tiny Tim Lawless. Anyway, I gotta go. This is too long a video. Stay tuned. I'm back in the game. Love y'all. Bye.